seatbelt fastened and all carry-on baggage stowed until the aircraft lands at the gate and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Smoking is only permitted in designated smoking areas. You may not connect your mobile device to the network. If you have any questions about connecting flight or baggage, please speak to one of our agents or
Well, hello out there, everyone. How's it, everybody? Good to be back. I know I missed last week. I'm dreadfully sorry. I was in Cambo land. Tell you all about it. Let me just get to greeting all you wonderful, absolutely super fantastic, out of the world wonderful people that I have here. Buzzy, thank you very much for sending out the link again, and I hope you're feeling better. I know you said you might have to go because you are not too well. Dylan Kumbrink, always fantastic to see you, my friend. Always really good. Wife is in the house, clean language. Debbie Murray, Debbie, miss you guys, Stacks. Yeah, great to see you there as well. Our bot, our 7-star Michelin chef. How are you keeping, my friend? Always keeping the pan side up. Hey, really good. Nick, it's fantastic. I love seeing you, Nick. How are you keeping, my friend? Really great. Rakes, welcome, Rakes. Great to see you. Excellent. And Hendo, our favorite European South African. How's it going in the, what did you say? Frak warm, sheltering from the heat. Well, it is where moderators come to chill. Pepper Zeka. There we go. I think I've got everybody that's here so far at the moment. But yeah. Oh, and I see Alts is on as well. How's it, Alts? Great to see you there too. Great to see you. Yeah, I'm taking a look at many things, and I apologize if I'm probably looking a little bit paler. It's not only the lights. I've had a scorching headache today, and I have not been so great myself as well. The week has been pretty good. I went off to Cambodia last weekend. On Friday, I left, and I came back on Tuesday night. I had to go and sort out my passport for the bank over there. Otherwise, my bank closes up, and having a new passport. Debbie, by the way, I got my driver's license. I feel so legal all of a sudden again. So, yeah, looking forward to utilizing that super soon in the future as well. But yes, got to see some old friends, popped in at my old school. Always nostalgic. It's almost sad that I want to end up calling Cambodia my home because I miss it so much. Love the place over there as well. So it has been fantastic. So had a good week, but yeah, I have been working as well. I've been working my little dear ass off. I'm working tomorrow again too, doing some holiday work to try and catch up the bucks. We've got to moderators come to chill. Yeah, that's it. That's it indeed. Everyone greeting. Yeah, I had a good run. It's I as I said, I got to see friends and that, and yeah, it was good. I didn't get to see everybody. Unfortunately, it was such a push and a shove because I only got there on Friday night, and then I left Tuesday morning. So it was basically Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and it was a pretty full run as we went around. But yes, what I am trying to do is definitely bring in. Let's see there. Try and pop me in the bottom there. Bum. Trying to bring a few things because you'll take a look, and today you're going to maybe look and go, well, Andre, what do you? I've tried to throw a few things together today. As I said, I have not been too well, so I do apologize if the stream and that is not as well planned as what it should be. I try and always give me a some feedback. If you think something's not working, guys, if I don't know it or if I'm obliviously going along with it, I'm never going to change it for you. So please, if you do feel something's going or something's missing or something to be added, please give me a shout so that we can actually make it together, because this stream is as much yours as what anybody else's, because it's made for you. And then we are just talking about little shit bits. It's my version of Cornsprite Bikkie Cock is shit bits. What's Debbie say? Well done, Mr. A. Glad it's the driver's line. Yeah, it is there. It's got its frequent flyer miles already. Indeed, indeed. Jeez, I never thought I'd ever say this, but damn, I hate flying. But yeah, talking about a couple of things, as I said, please, this note I picked up here specifically is to say, don't pick sides until you know the full story. I've always been an advocate for you to make up your own mind. It's something that I try and teach my students as well, very, very much, and say to them, please, you need to keep in mind that you are allowed to have your own opinion. Don't be led up the garden path every time somebody says this way or this person sounds like a cool hero or something like that, that all of a sudden we've got to all follow this way. You are not a bunch of sheep. If there's anything, our viewers or our channel might be small, but I know it is not consisting of a bunch of sheep. I know that you guys that land up here are very open minded, very wide minded, and you actually make up and draw your own conclusions, which is fantastic. Even if your conclusion is not to agree with me, that's perfectly fine. Okay. I mean, I have had, and I said to somebody the other day, I've had brilliant conversations with people. I've had great conversations with people that I don't agree with. And some of my best conversations ever have been with people that I deeply disagree with. But the fact of the matter is that we were able to put down our own opinions and our own viewpoints without being arrogant or facetious was brilliant. And we've had absolutely phenomenal just learning about the other person. I might not agree with it, but just learning about it is still phenomenal. Let me just see. Hopefully, Fiona. Yeah, is Fiona still in the hospital? Fiona, our thoughts and prayers are with you, my dearie. I hope you're feeling much better and in less pain as well, really. Um, what else do you really? You are really great and glad it's falling into place. Yeah, no, it is falling into place. Life has to fall. CB1, how's it going? CB1, middag CB, hoe gaan dit daarso? Baie bly dat jy dit kon maak. There, how's that sound? My best Afrikaans for you. Welcome, CB. Always good to have you here as well. Henda, don't be a sheeple, folks. Not learned from the lockdown. Yeah. No, no, no. We are not sheep at all. We are not sheep over here. So yes, very, very important. Oh, something I always want to always keep on forgetting. So I created my own. Jeez. Dig, dig. Please, guys, like and subscribe, share. It is the only way that we get out of here or out of just this little group. I am not unhappy with our little group. I'm very, very happy with our group. I think it keeps me grounded as well. You guys keep me grounded, which is absolutely fantastic because, as I said, not always agreeing is a very good thing sometimes because it helps us see the other side of things. I watch quite a few and I've sort of like handpicked a very opposite YouTube channels that I watch. And people go, why are you watching that? Well, I watch that so that it grounds me from the other that I watch as well. Really, really good. CB, excellent Afrikaans. Thank you very, very much, CB. I am most flattered that it comes from you. And I must say something. As much as what I'm English and losing my Afrikaans more and more and more, I've lost it for quite a while now, and I sort of like sometimes to get it right, like the record. But something that's always been beautiful to me is if you listen to Radio RSG, and there's a word in Afrikaans that sounds brilliant, savor. They speak savor Afrikaans. And it always sounds so beautiful to me because Afrikaans is good, but people mix Afrikaans with English so much that it sometimes, you know what, it becomes a slang. But when I don't know, it's just that when people speak like a pure Afrikaans and on RSG, I know they're pretty particular about keeping all their words in Afrikaans and using the correct words. And it always sounds so beautiful when they speak. It really does. What's it? At least I missed the rush and hopefully warmer weather. CB1. I'm picking up Stompy's there along the line. Anyway, but yeah, the rugby's back. The rugby's back. I had to tell my wife that I need time for rugby and I need that me time or whatever. And then I told my wife, well, you know what? I got her a designer bag, seeing as I can watch the rugby. And she was really, really impressed. However, she wasn't impressed when I showed her the designer bag was a tattoo of Gucci on my scrotum. But anyway, yeah, as a little pic of me going to see what's wrong with my wife. I always dress appropriately when going to see if my wife is okay. But yeah, this weekend, much better for the, geez, trying to get this thing to go. For the books, full time 45-0 with 14 players. Can you believe it? Yeah, Dylan, pretty language. Yeah, when you, Debbie, I only have Jacaranda on in my car. Debbie, at 12 o'clock in the day, I start listening to the morning drive from about 12 until 2. Funny. It's my lunchtime morning drive that I listen to on Jacaranda. Also, old Martin and them, I quite enjoy it very much. And then straight after Martin's old Alex J, which I have so much appreciation for. I really enjoy Alex J. He's quite a legend in radio. I'm hoping nothing happens to him because they all seem to be checking out. What's Hendo go? Saver Afrikaans. Posh There we go. Posh Afrikaans, Hendo. Thank you very much. CB, what some people on Eris here don't pronounce, don't pronounce the words correctly. Yeah, well, I wouldn't know that. I'm English, so they could fool me. Hendo says, now Bladdy X-rated live streams Andre's dodgy bollocks. I didn't say dodgy bollocks. I said designer bag. Debbie, I'm no rugby expert, but why did we play the spaghetti twice? It was some kind of overseas challenge. I'm not even too sure. I just watched them all the time because, and so it's a grouping. I think it's Italy, and we play. Or is it the one with Australia, Argentina, All Blacks? Or did Italy just play tests? And when you play tests, you usually play 2 or 3. But yeah, we turned them into mashed pasta this last one with 14 men because the referee sent a man off the field. Right at the beginning, old Visa had to go off, and not cool at all. So yeah, but so I still enjoyed over here. Well, I was in Cambodia last week, so it was 10 past 10, and this week it was 10 past 11 because I'm an hour behind Cambodia. Hendo says still not playing well enough. Rusty, yes, but still a lot better than last week. Last week, even though we won, I was not happy with the way we won. Not that we won badly, but the way we played. We got a lot more combinations going this time around. And as I said, playing with 14 men from the start. Then the one guy had a yellow card as well. I'm so pleased that number 1 of Italy got a yellow card as well because Visa didn't headbutt him. If Visa headbutted him, he would have ended up with a broken nose and blood running down his face. All he did was give him a little forehead rub, and that was it. And literally, I mean a forehead rub. I don't mean he even forcefully pounced him. But yeah, unfortunately, nothing we can do. Foreheads did touch. CB1 Wimbledon final today. Oh, that's good. What time? Is it still coming or is it on? I'm not a tennis watcher, but I thought to myself, I was watching the other day on the sports channel, and I thought to myself, something I wouldn't mind seeing is that Wimbledon final because they really play some awesome tennis there. Debbie says, happy to confirm healthy and well without jinxing CB1. Oh, okay, great. Debbie was talking about Paige, the lady. I did read up about it. I wanted to, but didn't put anything in this stream that was murdered crumbs on a yacht. Well, she wasn't actually on the yacht. She worked on a yacht, but they found her on a motorboat not far from the yacht. I'm not too sure where it was now. Some islands country. But yeah, and very tragic. She was 20 years old. I think she was a week away from her 20th birthday. And her mom still said to her yacht mates that on her birthday they need to all eat red velvet cake because that was her favorite cake. Very tragic. It also made me think of the job that people do called yachters. So instead of working on a massive ship, I nearly said steamliner. None of them use steam anymore. They end up walking on yachts as a crew for the yacht. What are we looking at? Alison, our beautiful lady from the Bay. How are you, me dearie? Always good to hear and see you too. Her 21st tomorrow, says Debbie. There we go. It was a week or so. It's almost a week ago. Absolutely tragic. Very sad. And you said went to school with somebody you know, your niece or somebody. Hendo's got Wimbledon on for us over there. Wimbledon final. These chats are going a little bit fast for me. Old. Wimbledon final will be more interesting than Cyril's cock tonight. I do believe so. Alison, everyone's so happy to see you. Yeah, Hendo says terribly sad news. Rest in peace. It's hideous news, says Dylan. Yes, very much agree. But yeah, so unfortunately, I can't braai here, but I need to have braai vleis. But I can just feel this happening to me when I braai before the rugby. My ancestors all watching me put my braai vleis into the air fryer. It's most the latest thing these days. Air fryer is healthy. Yeah. Then what's up next? Cape Town Airport. So Cape Town Airport, they took a look. Cape Town Airport's been ranked the best airport in the world. SABC News. Okay, that's hard to believe, but anyway. They are breaking news special reports, world business sport coverage. The airport has been ranked the best airport in the world, achieving an overall score of 8.5 by the Airports Company South Africa. It's been ranked by 2025 Air Help score. So well done to the Cape Town Airport. The only thing is, I hope our government doesn't decide to put their grubby fingers on the Cape Town Airport now, because Cape Town Airport is an absolutely stunning airport. Really love Cape Town Airport, and kudos and well done to it. And hopefully it can keep its name as Cape Town International Airport and not change to what they're wanting to do, this Winnie Manzikizela Mandela Airport. Something that I had on the nail on the head for the on the little thumbnail is let me switch myself over to the other side there. Boom. And now you're not going to see your chats for a moment. Race block on blood donation questionnaire. Do you think that blood donation questionnaire should still have a race request on it? Because apparently to this very day still, when you are donating blood, they ask for your race. Here's what they've got to say on it. The only thing is, I'll give you my opinions on it. No.
Topic for some in a country still grappling with the effects of institutionalized racism. Park says it takes offense that blood donors must state their race in the confidential donor questionnaire of the Western Cape Blood Service. They say Blood Service has no obligation to report on the race of a blood donor. They want the race block on the blood donation form removed.
In South Africa, without any race criteria on any forms. Race is not scientific, it's a social construct.
Earlier this year, addressed to the CEO of the Western Cape Blood Service, the NGO says there's no medical requirement to explain which blood was donated by what race group.
These reasons why we ask these questions, or why we specifically ask the race question, is for medical reasons. It is very important for us to look at rare blood types. There's multiple different blood types. We use the common ABO blood group system, but there are people that have multiple transfusions. So there's very complexities involved here, and sometimes certain rare blood types can be found in certain ancestral groups, and that is the reason why we ask that on our donor questionnaire.
Cape Blood Services, however, looking at bringing an option on the form where donors will have an option not to state their race.
It's astonishing because it's a false concept. How can you use a false concept with no academic or scientific or biological foundation as a tool to measure something? against which you're measuring something. It's indefensible, it's scientifically flawed, it's biologically implausible, and that's why we call on those who use it as a criteria to remove it and to use other methods. It's a very lazy research tool to use race as a proxy for compatibility of blood. Blood does not have any race.
He says countries like the UK, Canada and New Zealand are among those that have long removed the race classification criteria from their blood donor registry, saying the use of race undermines patient trust. Thandiswa Mau, SABC, Cape Town.
Okay, so do you think they should take race off? Do you think it should stay on? To me, it really doesn't really matter so much about the fact that although they do say that culturally, historically, ancestrally, there can be iniquities and things that do appear in there that could be beneficial or helpful in certain requirements for blood. But blood is blood. Yeah, who said it there? Alison, yeah, blood is blood as long as you get the right type. Yeah. I do believe that South Africa's got to now lighten up on the fact of that every time you are asked for your race, it is a racist intention. I do believe that many times you are asked for race, whether you're Asian, whether you're colored, whether you're black, whether you are whatever race you are. If it is other, then you can put other in there as well, white. But I think it's also important for statistics and the statistical demographics to be able to take a look and say, you know what, in anything that you do, now I'm not even looking at blood type now at the moment. I'm talking about if you're looking possibly investment wise, if you're possibly looking at people, say medical aids, say just your pick and pay cards or company cards or credit cards or banks or something to that effect. Give you a statistic on how many of your people are of a certain race or culture, and then you are able to ensure that you are catering for them as well. I mean, if you have, for instance, you've got a race questionnaire, or not a race questionnaire, but on your question, you have a question that asks for race, and you've ticked it, and a bank or whatever institution can see, well, you know what, 70% of our clientele are black. Surely we've got to tailor make that we have 70% of our provisions, or what we do is to fit their needs. Because I'll just use a funeral home, for instance. A white person, generally, let me not to say everybody is the same, but generally a white person needs a funeral home, needs a casket or a ash thingy or whatever, and cheese and tomato sandwiches and tea and coffee. That's it. But if you take a look culturally in a black funeral, you need coverage for a marquee tent, you need a meal, you need slaughtering, you need so much more. You know, and if you're going to take a look at your statistics and this is what you're looking at, most of our people are taking this option. Or even if you're looking at a sales store, most of the people are looking at this option, at the pro option. Most of the people are looking for, even in a program, they're looking for that. We've got to take a look at that type of thing. Most of our people come from this area. We've got to maybe make a bigger presence in there. Maybe it's time to open up an office in that area over there. Whatever you're looking at. But I do believe that race could be a beneficial statistic to be able to assist in how you develop or grow or move in general ways. Oops, sorry. Didn't mean to get that one there. But yes, so it does become very, very sensitive, if I can say that. But I do believe that it does help statistically, and it shouldn't be looked at racially. Let me see what the what's the name say. Alison says, when I go to department ed meetings, we have to fill in our race in our register. Yeah, sounds racialized. Exactly, it's a complex process besides. So indeed, blood. I don't think you should need to. Uh, if you're going to talk about blood bank, I don't think we need to like this is black blood, this is Asian blood, this is colored blood, because blood is blood. It should be going to blood group. But it would be good to know which which race or culture um, donates more blood. Not because we want to serve them or whatever, but maybe we need to do a little bit more educating there. Maybe we need to do a little bit more PR there so that we can get blood donated. If a higher uh, percentage of like myself, I mean, you should really got to do some convincing with me. I don't do it. I run a million miles if I see a needle. It's wrong of me, yes. But I mean, let's take a look at where we're educating people. How are we promoting it? Are we, I know in a lot of shopping centers and that they make it available. Have the people got the access and the resources to be able to do it? It should be based on providing services, not on labeling the product, if I can put it that way. If it's used that way or not, I don't know. But yeah, Alison said it. Blood is blood as long as you get the right type. I agree with you there. What's Senda say? Wakanda and Seymour forever, Banana Republic. SA won't gun right for decades. Yes, you're not very positive tonight, are you, Enda? Debbie says sickle cell disease is most well known for its prevalence in people of African descent, including African Americans. There we go. Dylan says it makes no difference, as you say, as long as you get the right type, A plus, and that. Yeah, that's what I say. It's the type. But when I say what I want to know is in any business, that's why I say I don't want to actually bring it down to blood only. It shouldn't be about the product. It should be about where do we need to expand to. Where do we need to increase our services to? Where do we need to educate more? Where do we need to provide more access to? You know what? Are there blood banks where people can ask something about? Are they do they have access to it? I mean, if you don't have access to it, you're not going to uh, go out of your way. And if you're not educated about it, even from school level, your mentality is going to be mine. There's a needle that goes into your arm and it's sucking my shit, and I don't want it. My white blood is B plus. Skin color means 0. That's right. I agree 100%. I don't know what mine is. Debbie says funerals are insanely expensive and had 3 this year. 15K, 28K, 38K, making a fortune. Yeah. And this is why I say there are different cultures that have different kinds of funerals. So you need to make sure that the majority that you have, you're concentrating on being able to budget, allocate, and provide the service for them because they are that expensive. I mean, for a rich man, 20K is nothing. But for everyday people, it's a arm and a leg. Is a reason to divide us. Yeah. Yeah, what you're saying, Dylan, and I agree. Especially with the context which everybody uses it with these days. That's the biggest problem I have. Is the context they use they actually thrash it for division. I can't bet one, Debbie. What's it? Debbie says it's not just the blood they need, also the platelets. Henda, nah, Andre, warming up for Cyril's BS tonight. Need a Zumazol. Yeah, don't Zol, but next thing, no one can smoke anymore because you're sharing the saliva. Dylan says race has A plus, and a mix, so take your own blood type. Dylan, race has, let me put it up there for you because race has A plus, A minus, B plus, B minus, and 0, and a mix of take your own blood type. Yeah, look, it doesn't matter who gets, and trust me, let me tell you, when you're lying on that operating table and you are dying, and somebody says, we unfortunately don't have the right color blood. I don't care whether it's black, blue, Asian, colored, Indian, you name it. If the blood says A plus and I'm A plus, you put it in. It doesn't choose. It's a bodily function. That's it. It has nothing to do with mentality. It's not even. They can even give me. Yeah, you're gonna laugh at me now. They can even give me Cyril's blood. It's not going to change how I think. Our blood banks come to our school once a term. We get lots of donors being out of the class. There we go, says Alison. And this is why I say, take a look. If you're not getting donors from certain areas, are you providing the facility for them? Are you providing the services? It doesn't help saying, oh, we're getting from all of these people. Yeah, but are you providing the services? Are you providing the resources? And are you providing the education in those areas and that? And I think blood in general in South Africa, especially in South Africa, is a very necessary. Let me just put that there. There we go. I feel better now. It's a very necessary, I nearly said item, resource. Yeah. I remember that they used to come to our school. Dylan, you need blood to take the blood. That's it. Dylan, bottom line. I'm going to put that one up. You need it, you take it. I do not see even the biggest racist under the sun being a racist when he's dying and needs blood. His mind will change like that. Blood just keeps the human engine going, period. There we go. Demographics, as you say, expanded. That's the only thing that I'm looking at. And as I say, unfortunately, because of it being stigmatized into such a racial situation, that a racist questionnaire, they can't ask race anymore. And sometimes, as I said, statistically, I'd like to know. You know what? If I had a restaurant, I wouldn't obviously have a questionnaire for my patrons, but I would like to keep statistics on what culture, what race comes to my a restaurant the most, because I would like to make sure that they are the most comfortable and that I cater to their needs and to their culture. Everybody's welcome, but obviously you're wanting to take a look at your biggest supporters. I mean, I've got to cater to you guys. You're my biggest supporters. I piss you off, crumbs, the station closes down. I don't have a Renaldo or a Chris station where I've got thousands and thousands of viewers, and if one leaves, I can tell you to piss off. I can't do that. Not that I would anyway. I'm not that kind of person. But yeah, I just thought that was a very, very controversial subject, and I love bringing those things up. I love bringing up a controversial subject. Every human makes in their body. Yeah, I wouldn't stop at blood. I'd take a kidney, I'd take a liver, I would take stem cells, I would take any transplant that is required, any function medically required function from any color, any race, ethnicity, to carry on if I needed to. It would not bug me in the least. And I don't think even anybody in this world would be bugged with who it comes from if it carries on with them, if it helps them carry on. And I also would donate my organs, and I do not matter who it goes to, as long as it'll benefit the person that it goes to. Even my brain, I think it'll benefit. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, it's not going to make you a different person. All our bodily, we are human. The human function is there here. I agree there. Every human makes their own body. If you're screaming in pain, you take the blood. Don't care at that here. That's right, Enda. That's right. And even if you're not in pain, if the doctor sits next to your bed and says, well, we've got to operate tomorrow night, but we're going to give you 2 quarts of blood. My next question isn't going to be who donated the blood. Mine's, it's like, that's good. Can we get a brain transplant for Cyril? I remember being told I had to have a Caesar, and my brother, bless him, offered to donate blood. I said, it's not a chainsaw massacre. Debbie. Bless your brother, Debbie. Bless your brother. Moving on swiftly. Derailed. Praza's 7.5 billion tax fix blunder. Lawyers warn against cancelling contracts. Basically, what's happened is Praza has set over the next 5 years a 7.5 billion rand tender and paid to be paid out, and they've already paid out 2.5 billion rand for the refurbishment of the blue and yellow train carriages. and obviously they have no use for them. So what they've done is, after they've been refurbished, they chucked them into yards and just left them there to dilapidate again. Now they're going, oh, we don't want to pay out that amount of money for that, which has obviously probably gone to cadres and things to that effect. And the lawyers have even said you can't go back on the contract. That's it. They've already paid out 2.5 billion on a 5-year 7.5 billion contract for refurbishing carriages that they have no use for, that they're just chucking straight back into holding lots that are just leaving them to dilapidate again. It's absolutely, absolutely ridiculous what is happening there. Let me skip this guy. Anyway, I always tell you guys, remember the end of September. No, I am not your local politician. I like to go over a couple of things, sometimes find something strange, as we saw here and there. But Rake says, maybe I'm a bit crazy, but I refuse to sign the consent form to be given blood. It's literally your choice. So yes, if you do not feel that way, this is why I said once again in the stream, it's very much, we respect each other for each other's viewpoints, and I mean, this is why we never had a problem with people who would, you vax, you don't, you don't. It's your prerogative, and that's the nicest thing, is to learn from people. I don't give blood, and everyone will look at me and go, oh, but you'll take it. But yeah, but I don't give it. I just cannot have someone shove that piece of hose pipe. First of all, I don't have veins, so if you take a look at my arm, this is normal. The minute you bring a needle close to it, it just sinks totally away. So that's even worse. And then they start searching for my. No, I don't even know what my blood type is. If somebody said we need to give you blood, what's your blood type? I'm just like, do a test. So yeah, no, Rakes, it's not crazy. It's your own personal opinion and perspective, which we all accept. What's Lynn say? Oops, they rotted. Rakes, do you sign million of forms? I had white blood pellets transfusion, cost me 4K. Beginning of September, AGOA is gone. Yeah, AGOA is gone. AGOA is in sy kanon in, and we haven't done anything. So we have a sweet 31%, I think, plus a 10% on some other things, which brings us to 41 on a lot of things as well. So hectic. But as I said, I am not your local politician. I'm not your news analyst. These are the guys, as I've said over and over, that you should watch. Oops, I'm still there. Yeah. These are the guys that you should watch if you want your proper news analysis. There are links in the bottom in the description. Chris Wyatt, Renaldo Gouws, Joe Emilio, there's a few other as well. Let's take a look who they are.
If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them.
Okay, our very own A team. There we go. That is Chris Wyatt, Joe Emilio, Renaldo Gouws. I know I haven't got Morningshot in there, and I probably should get old Big Daddy Liberty in to cover B.A. Baracus as well. But yeah, when I get the itch in my ass to do a video again, I'll do so. But yeah, those are the guys you watch. Chris has got amazing analysis of the news and to go through everything as well. And watch them, enjoy them, and keep up to date with them. They're up to date with everything and do amazing analysis. And Renaldo brings out amazing breaking news and looks at different viewpoints. Chris is keeping up with it. And Joe does quite a bit of research and plugs in on all kinds of sides as you go along as well. So, yeah, what we talk about, yeah, you can go and formulate it there with them. What's Ronaldo say? Not Ronaldo, Hendo saying, bring out the pliers, bring out the pliers. Yeah, nog pliers, no, ander pliers. The suppliers. I can't, I got to drink a lot to get veins, Hendo. What's Debbie say? I'll look like a ghost. Yeah, when that needle comes through, I'm like, also everything just, I literally go pale. It's, yeah. Alison, to do a blood type test, they must draw your blood with a big needle. Exactly, Alison. And that is why to this very day, I have no idea what my blood type is. But I'm sure they do because they have to take blood. When I came here, they had to do a blood test. And then I'm like a little child. I look away and flipping tears pop in my eyes and things like that. It's like, yeah. Hendo, Vuskoi, Gousie, Angry Santa, Wyatt, Dodgy Baby, Making Machine, Joe. There you go. No, I was just a little bit bored, so I thought instead of just keeping that ad, I just made them a new one. Yeah, Murdoch. Yeah, that's why I said the only one I'm missing there is Albia, and I think I'm going to, when I actually get the list in my butt, I'll slip Big Daddy Liberty in for Albia, Big Brackus as well. So yeah. Anyway, off to some movies. Let's go to the cinemas and take a look. 2 movies that I watched that I really, really enjoyed this week was Heads of State with Idris Elba, John Cena, and Priyanka Chopra Jonas. But yeah, actually really, really enjoyed it. John Cena is actually turning out to be a pretty good actor. I very much enjoyed it, kept me entertained from start to end. Basically, they are 2 presidents. John Cena is the president of the USA. Heaven help us all. Idris Elba is the prime minister of Britain. And as they end up having to be on Air Force One together, Air Force One gets shot down. And watch it for the rest of the story. Really, really good. Pretty cool. Enjoyed it very much myself. And then the next one that I watch, I always enjoy Pierce Brosnan very, very much, and Samuel L. Jackson, The Unholy Trinity, about a chap, and who's it, Brandon Lassard. His father gets hung at the beginning of the story, and he says, you need to go and avenge my death. My son, who isn't really a gunman, but with 2 other guys that he gets involved with, old Brosnan and old Jackson. It turns out to be a really, really good Western with, you know what, not just a chase me down. I really enjoyed it. I can highly recommend watching both of them. Let me just see. I don't know if anyone's watched it. Well described. This has been Ronaldo. Hi, Sean Mandican. Hello, Sean. Very welcome. Thank you very much for popping in. It's great. I hope I'm not going to get to talk your ears off or bore you to pieces, but yeah. So yes, I do think it would be a good move to actually watch those 2. I think they are both on Netflix, if I'm not mistaken. Definitely, I think Heads of State is. I'm not too sure about The Unholy Trinity, but you can take a look at that. Something else that I'm actually going to take a look at, I'll probably bring it up on next week's movie watch, is The Old Guard. If you enjoyed The Old Guard 1 with Charlize Theron, then The Old Guard 2 has come out on Netflix as well. And as well as a series that I'm watching, I'll also bring it up next week, is Dark Winds. If you ever enjoyed Longmire and that type of thing, then you would enjoy them as well. But I can definitely recommend Heads of State and The Unholy Trinity as such. Then just a quick one. Hillbrow Police Station. Basically what happened is our friendly police station, I think they were supposed to be 16 or something like that. Some of them out on personal chores and some of them out on patrol, and they fell asleep. Whether it's true or not, this is, as you can see, the good old Facebook. But they fell asleep, and then our happy people, our little druggies, what's it, the Nyopi people ended up going in. I don't know what time in the morning, but 11 of them were fast asleep, and they ended up stealing their guns and food, counterfeit cash, illegal firearms, and of course the seized Niopi that they've had. And our Sleeping Beauties, as you can see there, were really, really parat and awake and on the job in their office. How they slept through it, I don't know. So I don't know if it's just finding them sleeping and they didn't really do the stealing thing or whatever. I can imagine that they were sleeping. I don't think you would get to stealing everything before you woke them up. But yeah, media sensation as we go around. Yes, tonight, Cyril will address the nation this Sunday at 7 p.m. on developments arising from statements made by KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, and I hope the good Lord keeps him alive long enough. Hendo, new John Wick movie, not too bad. I did watch it. We can actually talk about that next week as well. New Superman movie is good. I have it on my box. I must actually watch it. Maybe I will catch a quick eye on it this evening before I go to sleep. Although I am busy with the Old Guard 2 still. Crypto, it's Sunday brain. A bit slow. He says, is this what our taxpayers' money is paid for? Oh, your taxpayers' money don't pay me. Not even YouTube's taxpayers' money pay me. Self-service shopping at your local Wakanda, Nanzi. Yeah, there we go. That's it. Yeah, you're talking about the police people. Yeah, that's it. The Hillbrow police station. You should have a pretty sharp police station in Hillbrow because it's a high crime rate area. But yeah, as I say, Al Cyril is facing the nation today again. But if you do not have the absolute energy to sit through Cyril's bull and nit, here's a summary of what leaked out and Cyril will be talking about. So Sunday's speech, he will greet his fellow South Africans, tell everyone how concerned you are with a serious face. He will announce independently an inquiry. There will be a 50 million rand price tag on that inquiry. He'll ramble on about the ANC's commitments and make stuff up, and then he'll call for calm and patience and not to make uncle jokes, and then you can go home to rest. So there we go. You've got Cyril's speech all leaked out for tonight and done and dusted. Thank you very much. Don't forget, appreciated. Thank you very much. And I'll always try and make it up. You know, if there's something that's on here that we don't want, then we can just take it out. And if there's something that I'm not doing, then we can always just put it back in again. Yeah, there we go, Hendo. Same shit, different day. But there has been a great change in Checkers 6060. They now deliver Ford Buckies as well. So if you would like to order your Ford Bucky, Checkers 6060 scooters deliver Ford Buckies as well. Very nice. And then, of course, we need to watch out. These days, AI is pretty dangerous in the line of what can and can't happen. As you will note over here, Alexa, I said order lunch, and next thing we have, enunciation apocalypse. So all those little Siris and Alexas and Pedros and goodness knows what else. Be careful when your phone is on in the Oval Office, not Oval Office, in the Pentagon. It can lead to a rather catastrophic, problematic situation. I'm going to skip this for next week. But one of the things that I did want to talk about, and I actually picked it up. I want to check a scooter cadre driver. There we go. What I did want to talk about this week is tip or no tip. Let me switch over to this side for a second, because what happened, a server lost her job after making a social media post about a church that didn't tip on a $700 to-go order. Do you think they should have tipped, or should they not have tipped? Do they have the right not to tip? Now, you know what? First of all, telling me it's a church tells me that they have over enough money to tip, by the way, because churches these days, especially if you can put a $700 order in on food, you can tip. You have enough money to tip. So, but then I also want to know is what effort was put into tipping, because number one, when you do tip, the people who made the food, the people who went to wrapping it and putting it all together and getting it down for the server to be able to put it out, are not the people who actually get the tip. So if you are the server that actually serves the money and looks after the person at the table, then you get tipped, but for your service, not for the food. People seem to think I need to tip for the food. If the food's good, yeah, but who gets it? Not the person who made the food. And if the server is just the one at the till ringing it up and giving it to you, and then you go, thank you very much, keep the change, how much did that person actually put in? And why it actually rang a bell with me is because in China, you do not tip. You do not tip at all. I think I have told you this before. It is not an acceptable practice at all. It is actually, you insult them if you tip them. They get their money, and no delivery driver, whether they're delivering whatever food, etc., gets tipped. You will not take it from you. We were in a Italian place, lovely little Italian place called Casa Olay. We love going there, and the one day we never, as I said, you don't use cash here, but the one day we had cash on us, and we asked, can we pay by cash? And they said, yes, we'll accept it. And there was like 20 RMB left over. And we said, oh, don't worry, keep it, And the more the server was trying to give us back, because first of all, their service was excellent. They kept us, their service is brilliant. Their food is brilliant. The atmosphere is brilliant, everything. And their servers are really good. They've all got the look like FBI agents with their little earpieces in, and they are so professional. And prices are so good. It's like getting 7-star service at a place that you pay 2-star pricing at. It's not bad. The pricing is maybe a little bit over norm, but still very, very good. But the bottom line is, and he's like, don't want to take it. Eventually he took it. And then eventually the manager came back and said, we cannot accept this. I'm sorry. And I've tried to before give a delivery driver who's delivered food or something like that. I thought, well, he has a cool drink for you. I'm not going to give you money, but he has a cool drink. Have a cool drink. They won't even take a cool drink from you. And of course, being back in Cambodia, suddenly, would you like to tip? Even on the car. Now, when I order a taxi or a car, what you would call a DD, yeah, you order it and there you go and you pay for it and it's finished. They'll ask you to rate the service and everything, and that's it. But then I was in Cambodia and I'm on my Grab app and I order tuk-tuk and that. And when you finish, it comes up, okay, you can pay. Forget about rating my service. Would you like to leave a 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4, 5, 10, 15 or 20,000 real tip? You haven't even asked me if I was happy with the service, but you asked me for a tip. I know, especially if you go to the West, I know UK and USA is huge on tipping. I mean, they absolutely, you can have a bad experience if you don't tip. Let's put it that way. I know a South African waitress, when her tip wasn't good enough, ran out after the customers and went, were you not happy with my service? And they went, no, we are sorry, yes, some more money. If I did tip or if I didn't tip, or if somebody came back to me and said that to me and ran after me and said, was my service not good enough? I would say, could you call your manager, please? And when the manager came out, the first thing I would say is, you know what? I had a lovely evening. I enjoyed the food. Your atmosphere is great. You have a wonderful restaurant, but I will never come back here again because your waitress has just ruined the evening, made me feel awkward, belittled me, and insulted me because she didn't get any extra money out of me. What's it? Scooter's car driver. Did you see the baby? What's it? Debbie says, did you see the baby that's all duck or stop when mom talks or asks Siri or like, no, didn't see that. Damn bosses keep the tips at some places. Yeah, the bosses do. How many of us has watched some of those kitchen nightmares? Thanks, Dylan. Dylan, you're my number one motivator. You know that. You're always like so kind. Thank you very much. Um, Waitresses in there. Who's this? Who's saying this? Debbie. I waitressed in my late 30s when retrenched and relied on my tips, as you don't get paid well. Yeah, I'm not saying you shouldn't get tipped. What I'm saying is you should get tipped for good service and looking after your tables and making sure your tables are clean and ensuring that your customer has a great experience. I don't think you should be tipped for handing the food over the counter, number one. And number two, I think you also need to be cognizant of the fact that, you know what, in South Africa, sometimes in and I, we did not have money. I mean, even Yastel, it's just like a relief that we don't have to tip here. But now I would like to take in and out. Now I've just got enough money to actually pay for maybe 2 Spur burgers. I might have a R5 left over, and that I've got to now jiggle between the car guard or the person who's served us. And that might not be to any of their likings. I might not have enough. I might have just had the budget. I've got to try and get out with as little as possible there. It is not your job to belittle me to you know what, I came to your establishment to eat, not to pay additionally. And yeah, I worked at a restaurant. I worked at Richie's in Bloemfontein, and we relied on our tips so that we could pay our rent. But I'm just saying, some people are rather arrogant about being tipped, and then some people want to be tipped because they've just handed the food over the counter, and the people who actually put the work into it don't. So I'm not saying it's not a good thing to get a tip, but what I am saying is it shouldn't be as compulsorily or arrogantly looked upon these days. These days, people will treat you badly for not tipping. And I will not return to a place that makes me feel awkward, uncomfortable for not tipping. And if you don't give me attention, sorry, you're not even going to see a thought of it. Hendo says, USA UK services has fallen, not good in many places. Yeah, and sometimes the service standards and that drop, but they're expecting money. Arbot, some places, get it up there, some places adds tips onto the bill regardless. Yeah, I've been to a place or two like that before as well. I don't mind it as long as their service is up there, but I would still like to have chosen, because sometimes if I'm okay and I can, I've given a jolly damn good tip because the person has been really, really good, very pleasant, and has created an experience for me that I would want to come back to. Not just good food, because you must remember the waitress isn't cooking the food. She's delivering the hard work that the people at the back there are doing. Her job or his job is to make sure that your experience is top notch and enjoying. And you know what, automatically, if your experience is good, your food is good. If your experience is terrible, your food is automatically not tasting. It doesn't matter how good the food is if they don't make that experience for you, and that's what they've got to work. And that's why you can't have somebody that's not a people's person there. So yeah, unfortunately, I don't mind. I don't think it's primed to add the tip on immediately, because I do believe sometimes some people work harder than others and deserve their tip more. But I don't think it should be compulsory, and I don't think you should make people feel bad, because a lot of people, and I'm going to tell you specifically in SA today, if you can afford to go out, or you can't afford to go out, and you actually take that little opportunity to go out, but you've only got enough for food, do you cancel going out because you can't afford a tip, is my question. Do you cancel ordering food because you can't afford a tip? Where did we go to? Someplace. Add on. Debbie says, agreed. Good service and go. Okay. Customer mild, but their experience is good. But don't over expect. I don't over expect. I just want to not feel like the person that you know, some of the people at a Checkers checkout make you feel as if they're doing you a favor. Don't make me feel like you're doing me a favor. You know, I'm not doing you a favor. I've come out to make use of your facilities and your services to enjoy a drink, a food, to buy something. Uh, I'll give you an example now. Let me just get through these things quickly. Agreed, good service, and on the go. Dylan Arbot, it is silly to expect a tip. Yeah, you shouldn't expect it. You should work hard for it, and appreciate if it comes. I put the order in, 60% total must come to me. There we go. Japan doesn't have tipping culture, nor does China. Times are tough. Folks don't eat out much anymore. Takeaways, but even takeaways, they want tips. They want tips, and this is why I said: do you buy a takeaway? Do you order food delivery? Do you go out if you can't afford the tip? Do you I can't afford the tip, so I can't go out because I'm going to be treated like crap, or I feel too bad. So I can afford the food, and I can afford this just once in a special time, but I can't afford additionally. So do I not do it because of that? How many people are like that? Because as Enda said, that times are tough. Folks don't eat out much anymore. Yeah, more takeaways, but even the takeaway people want tips. Not your over expecting the person serving anything given inappropriate is a bonus. Yeah. Oh, but Asians are tight tossers. And I'm not even going to highlight that. No, but I want to give you we talk a lot about in the food industry, but I want to talk about the service industry and sometimes even the retail industry. And I told somebody about it the other day. I know I'm shooting over my time now as well, but I had a very hard time with my mom's passing. I had to do a lot of the stuff myself, and basically everything I had to do. But the thing is, I didn't have clothes for a funeral. It's not like I packed and went, whoop, mom might not be around anymore. I'll pack a funeral trip. So I was tired. I was worn out. I'd been basically working clock to clock, and I needed clothes for a funeral. And you know what? I somehow walked into Edgar's, who we usually like to slander. I walked into Edgar's in the mall in PE. What's that big mall on the outside of PE? And there was a little lady. Now I'll actually mention race because in case somebody says, "Oh, but what if it was?" So it was a little black lady who gave me the most wonderful service ever. She smiled. She helped me. What do you need? I said, I need for a funeral. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear. I said, no, my mom passed away. I need a black shirt and pants, and I just need to try and look decent. I don't have decent clothes, and nobody was with me. I was all alone. I was just sort of like trying to breathe, and she would run up and down from the clothes room with a shirt or pants. And not only she'd stand there and wait, and I'd come out and I'd say, how's this look? And she says, looks nice, but hang on, I'm going to fetch you something else. She didn't look at the price, anything to that effect. Also, when I got to actually checking out at Edgar's, I could not leave her anything because in retail in Edgar's, you're not allowed to either. I was able to leave a voice message for someone to tell them about, because I wanted to know, where can I write, what can I do. But now that woman to me deserved a tip because she just casually took it in her stride, and she took probably one of the most painful times that I was having and made it so much more bearable and so pleasant. I didn't feel in the way. I didn't feel she was trying to go over the top. I just felt like there was somebody there, which was so great. What's it? Indians don't tip, but want a good want a good discount. Hey, I took I can tip you, but can we negotiate the tip? Yeah, no. So yeah, tipping is just something that I brought up because it can be it's a necessary evil, but it should not become an expectation, as some do. And yeah, I'm not going to go on with anything else anymore. It can be a very it can lead to a terrible experience. But as I said, do you, in your, I don't want to say poor capacity, but in your capacity as someone who is struggling and you want to just treat your wife. If you know your wife works hard too, and you both work hard, and you slave away, and you're making ends meet just. And you know what? At the end of this month, you've got 150 Rand left. I don't know what burgers are, about 100 Rand. So, okay, you've got 200 Rand left. You can basically go and have a cool drink and a standard hamburger each, which you'll agree on. What then? Do you not do it because somebody's not going to give you good service? Do you not go and order your takeaway because someone's probably going to spit in your food because it's not good service? You know, you've got to consider that as much as what the person who is serving you is struggling, so the person who is wanting to maybe just have a special time is also struggling. I know you get the rich clops that don't do anything, but yeah, there's two sides. Let me just bring this back for you. Let me bring this back for you. Right at the beginning, I actually put this up. Boom. Theme of today. Message of today. Don't pick sides until you know the full story. Some people are really skilled at making others look bad. And you have the right to have your own opinion. Whether others feel you are right or not is not the prerogative here. Is that others respect you and that you respect them. I have no problem if somebody disagrees with me. I just expect that they respect me as much as what I respect them for their feeling. Hendo worked as a waiter in the UK, curry houses, British hotels, faulty town. Manuel, I mean Hendo. Yes, Mr. Faulty. Arbot says restaurant drinks prices are ridiculous. A Coke is the same as a. I've been to a restaurant in South Africa, Arbot, where it was cheaper for me to buy a beer than a Fanta. Dinkum. It's the only time I ever made my wife drink a beer without getting a soda. My friends, my family, my wonderful people, I do believe I've dragged you far, far too long and left you without any chance of relaxing before Cyril's big speech. I thank you so very, very much for the time that you have given me, the time that you have spent with me, the motivation, the kindness that you show me. I pray that you guys always keep the unique people that you are, stay the individual that you are. Don't get swayed by anybody, no matter how great you think they are and how educated they sound and how well their intention is. Because sometimes biasness is swayed by just the internal clock that you feel. And your clock is yours to rule, not anybody else's. So it's really, really important. Even the nicest of people that you like can be people that don't carry the same viewpoint as you. And that's okay. You can still be friends with that person as long as that person is prepared to be respectful to you and you can be respectful to them. Never swing your opinion, never give up on what you look at, and never feel belittled for it. Remember, a tip will be earned. Your respect is earned for that as well, but only if the person earns it back as well. You can earn it, but remember the other person has just as much a right to earn that respect as well. So tip if you feel, but if you don't, it's also okay. Respect, however, keep your own viewpoint. Don't get led up the garden path. Take care, be good, and if you can't be good, always be kind. Cheers.